Okay, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a ceramic platter using either a round paper plate mold or an oval shaped paper plate mold. To start with, we are going to be using some clay that we already have wedged up, and we are going to set that onto our canvas and press it down. We're going to start out by flattening it out a little bit. You always want to flip it every so often when you are pressing clay down onto canvas so that it doesn't embed itself into the canvas and then make it really hard to pull up. So every so often you want to flip it over. We're going to put a couple of sticks on either side of the clay so that we know how far down our rolling pin is going to go. Our rolling pin is only going to go down as thick as this wooden stick is, so it won't be uneven. I'll know that the whole thing is the even consistency all the way through. When I roll this out, I want to start with my rolling pin and I want to roll from the center out toward the edges. You don't want to start on the edge of it and roll this way, or start here and roll this way. What will happen is it will stick to the edge of the rolling pin and it will curl up onto the rolling pin with you, and it'll be stuck there and you'll have a hard time, or it'll tear off or whatever. So you always want to start in the center of the clay. We're going to roll that out, starting, like I said, from the center, and we're going to just start rolling it out. After we've made a few passes with the roller, set that aside, pick it up so it doesn't embed itself too much into the canvas, and flip it over. Again, we're going to rotate it out. And now this time we're going to pick it up and we're going to rotate it. Starting again from the center, working our way out. Picking it up carefully and rotating. Once you know that you are down all the way to the sticks, you can hear it hit the sticks each time you make a pass like this, then you know you're all set and it's down as low as it's going to go. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of these metal ribs and you're going to gently, you don't want to, we can set these aside, you're going to compress the clay together, which will cause the clay to become stronger and smooth out the surface. By compressing the clay like this, you will make the clay stronger and it's less likely to crack and break on you. Okay, now we want to make sure that we cover our paper plate in a plastic bag, because the plate is made out of paper and the clay would add a lot of moisture to that and it would end up distorting and breaking down the paper plate, and I want to be able to reuse these. So we're going to wrap the paper plate in plastic like this, and then we are going to very carefully lift up the clay and lay it down onto the surface of the paper plate. And then you want to gently and carefully lift and press the clay into the paper plate mold. And you don't want to press too hard with your fingers. You can see little teeny tiny finger marks by the shadow, but I'm not pressing too hard to make big indentations with my fingers. Just enough to kind of press it into the mold and get it into the shape and way that I want it. And you want to lift up a little bit to get it where it belongs. Then you're going to take your rib again, and you're going to carefully, using the curved edge, go along and smooth out those edges again. Once you've got the inside smoothed out, you can even kind of go through, smooth it out a little bit with your thumb or your finger, kind of clean up any little dips or depressions. Just use a gentle touch so that you don't drag or leave any real deep finger marks, and clean up the surface. This can be all touched up and cleaned up more once we've let it set a little bit more to leather hard. You also want to go around your edge and clean that up. Because your edge is where it's going to want to crack or break. So you want to make sure that that is also compressed well. And then the next thing that you're going to do is trim up the edge with your needle tool. So you're going to come in, cut in till you touch the edge, and then simply follow the contour of the plate all the way around. And then take your scraps and put those back in the bag, and someone else will be able to use those. We'll be able to clean up the edges more once this whole thing becomes leather hard. You're going to set this aside. You do not want to wrap it up. You want it to become leather hard, so you're going to set it aside. You're going to make sure to put a name tag with your name on it someplace. Take the whole thing and set it on the shelf to dry. And then in the next video, I'll show you how to clean up the edges a little bit more and pop it off the mold and so on.